Hi, in this video, we will cover how to easily set up any Unity project to deploy and host dedicated game server directly from Unity's editor using the EdgeGap plugin. Before using the plugin, there are 3 requirements to ensure Unity works for dedicated servers. First, make sure to use the latest EdgeGap plugin. While EdgeGap is available in the Unity Asset Store, a far easier way to add and keep the plugin up to date directly from Unity's editor is through the Git method. From the Unity editor, select Window, then Package Manager. Click on the plus button and select Add Package from Git URL. Then type the Git URL, namely github.com/edgegap-unity-plugin.git, which is conveniently available to copy-paste in the video description or on GitHub itself. Finally, click Add and the package will automatically download and be added to your project. Second, head over to Unity's Hub to confirm you have installed all 3 Linux dedicated server build support module in your project. If not, simply click on the package and install them. The third and final prerequisite is to install and run Docker. It containerizes your game server to help it deploy and run faster. Installing Docker is easy and takes minutes. Simply head over to docker.com and follow the installation procedure. Now let's get started. Load up your project. In our case, we are using the tank sample from Mirror Networking that is already set up for dedicated game servers. Any project set up for a dedicated server will work with the EdgeGap plugin. From the navigation menu, select Tool, then click on EdgeGap Server Hosting, which opens the plugins window. To function, you first must generate a token. To do so, all you need is an EdgeGap account. Click on the Sign in to EdgeGap button, which will open up your browser. If you do not have an account, signing up is free and takes just a few seconds. Select Get Started at the bottom, then input your email and a password, and opt in to our terms. You'll then instantly get a verification email. Click on Confirm your email to validate your account. Finally, input your organization's name and confirm. This is the EdgeGap Applications dashboard. We strongly recommend exploring it with a tour, but we'll skip it for this video. Automatically, a pop-up with your unique one-click token appears. Simply copy it by clicking the clipboard icon and paste it in the plugin's text box. Then select Validate Token. If the token is valid, the Build Your Server tab opens automatically. First, you can validate if the Linux dependencies are functional. For established projects, make sure to edit the Unity build settings to support dedicated servers. Optionally, change your build folder name. Then, select Build Your Server. Once the server build process is successful, move to the third step, containerizing your game server. First, check that Docker is running. Then, every field here is already populated. For power users, they can be used to tweak build path, image name, image tags, path of the Docker file. For most, including this initial tutorial video, we'll keep the default. And let's go. Select Containerize with Docker. After a few minutes, your containerization should be successful. Let's deploy locally, namely on your machine, to make sure the server image is functioning properly before we upload and deploy it to EdgeGap. Make sure to read our documentation to learn more about these details. However, we'll skip these details for this video. For later in the process, make sure to take note of the port number, namely here it is 7777, and the protocol type, in this case, UDP. Now, it is time to get your game server online to our platform's container registry and make your game playable worldwide. Application name, server image name, and tag provide more customization options, but we'll keep them to default here again. Click on Upload Image and create app version, and after a few seconds, a browser to the platform opens up. You can once again configure optional settings, including vCPU resource usage, memory, and more, but we'll create a new version with the default settings for now. You will now be prompted to define a port for your new application version. Make sure to set up the same server port value for your Test Your Server Locally step. Click Submit. While you can deploy the server from the web platform, return to the plugin to deploy it from Unity. Under the Deploy a Server to EdgeGap section, while application name is filled automatically, select the version from the platform you want to deploy. Click on Deploy to Cloud, and after a few seconds of waiting, your game server is now available for the world to play. Congratulations! Evidently, test things in your projects. The mirror sample we use today has its own simple test. Each project is unique and will require adaptation, so the following is just for reference. In our case, select the deployment from the platform and copy the host URL and note the external port. Then, in the engine, close the plugins window and start your project. Once running, replaces the client's address with the host URL and change the external port from the deployment. Finally, launch the server and connects to deploy easily. If you needed to simulate a second player in your project, we recommend using Parallel Sync. A link is available in this video's description. That is all for Edgecap's plugin for Unity, which empower game developers with automated game server hosting. The likely next step in your game development will be to connect players with a matchmaking system. For more information on Edgecap's free, simple, and fully automated matchmaker, check out our tutorial. Thanks for watching.